Welcome to NC Engineering. Our today topic is VRV and VRF system. We will study in detail how to design the VRF system, how to select the pipe sizing for the VRF system, and what are the main components of the VRF system, and what are the main points to be considered during the installation of the VRF system. VRV and VRF are two different names used for the same HVAC technology. In 1982, VRV system was developed by Daikin and they registered it as their trademark. So the other manufacturer used the same technology under the name of VRF. VRF system looks similar to the split AC, but there are certain special characteristics we cannot get in the split AC. Number one, different number and different types of indoor units can be connected through a single piping network to an outdoor or a group of outdoor units, and we call it one circuit of the VRF system. The another characteristic is that some number of indoor units of a VRF circuit we can use for the heating purpose and some of the units we can use for the cooling purpose simultaneously, and we call this technology as heat recovery technology. Means if we are using one circuit of the VRF system and we need in some room cooling and we need in some room heating, so we can use one circuit only for the heating and cooling purpose. When we connect the indoor and outdoor unit to the piping network, there are some special fittings provided by the manufacturer of the VRF system. Each manufacturer of the VRF, they manufacture their own Y. They are nearly similar, but each manufacturer they manufacture their own Y and there are little bit difference. For example, we can see two or three of them. This is the Y manufactured by one manufacturer of the VRF. It is manufactured by another manufacturer, and this one manufactured by another manufacturer of the VRF. So each manufacturer of the VRF system, they manufacture their own T as per their design and they supply it with the VRF units. We know in the VRF system, a large number of indoor units can be connected through a single piping network to the group of outdoor units. But in practice, we don't see this normal. We see in a single building we have so many number of the VRF circuits. It is because there is certain rules that decides how many circuits we need to use and what are the sizes of the refrigerant piping we need to use. We will discuss it by one example. Designing the VRF system, the first stage is to calculate the load of the room. And for heat load calculation, we already studied in one video. So we will suppose that we already calculated the load for the rooms. On the basis of calculated load for the rooms and as per the requirement of the room, we will select the indoor unit capacity. So now we have selected the units as per the calculation of heat load. We have selected indoor unit for this room number 1 5 ton, for room number 2 7 ton, and for room number 3 10 ton, and for room number 4 9 ton. Next stage, to select the location for the outdoor unit. We have selected the outdoor unit location. So now number 3 will be, let us locate the outdoor unit nearest to the indoor unit, and we will measure the distance for the piping length up to the units. Now we will draw the shortest possible route for the refrigerant piping. There are certain rules that we must follow for the refrigeration piping. There is one of the rule, the piping length after the first branch should not exceed more than 40 meter. Let us consider in our case for study purpose the length from the first branch up to the second unit became 40 meter. So for room number 2 and room number 1 we cannot connect with the circuit 1 because we have the criteria after the first branch we cannot go beyond 40 meter of the refrigerant piping length. So in this way for room number 2 and room number 1 we need to design another circuit because there is limitation for the circuit 1 as after the first branch the piping can reach only up to the room number 3. So for room number 1 and room number 2 we need to design another circuit. Let us call this circuit 1 and circuit 2. Now next stage will be we will make the total of the tonnage of the indoor units. So for the circuit 1 we will make summation of the tonnage in room number 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 will be a total of 30 ton. So we will select the outdoor unit of 30 ton for circuit number 1. In the same way for the circuit number 2 the sum of 5 plus 7 will be 12. So we will select the outdoor unit for circuit number 2 of 12 ton. There are certain rules that need to be applied for designing the VRF network. These are as follows. Number 1, single way total pipe length cannot go maximum 300 meter. The sum of total pipe length cannot exceed more than 300 meter. Number 2, single way maximum pipe length cannot go more than 170 meter. Number 3, maximum pipe length after first branch we have discussed in our study for how to select the circuit in the VRF system. It cannot exceed more than 40 meter. The main pipe actual length cannot go more than 130 meter and the height difference between two indoor units cannot be more than 15 meter and the height difference between two outdoor units cannot go more than 5 meter and the height difference between indoor and outdoor units, if the outdoor is above it can be maximum 50 meter, if outdoor is below it can be maximum 40 meter. Let us have one example to understand all these terms. In our layout we have 3 outdoor units. So number 1, single way total pipe length is the sum of all piping length in the VRF circuit. So the single way pipe length is the sum of all the pipe segment. Number 2, single way maximum pipe length can be maximum 170. Let us see from the layout. It is the piping length from the first outdoor unit up to the last indoor unit, or it is the distance of the outdoor unit from the farthest indoor unit. It is the sum of L1 plus L3 plus L5 plus L11 plus L13 and plus L15. We cannot consider the branches in this case, only we will take the longest run of the piping. Number 3 is the main point maximum pipe length after first branch, which we have already discussed. This red mark line, it is the maximum pipe length after the first branch in our case, and it cannot be more than 40 meter. If we have any indoor unit after more than 50 meter, we need to design another circuit for these indoor units. Number 4 is main pipe actual length. It cannot be more than 130 meter. It is the piping length between the last outdoor unit and the first branch. In our case, it is L5, and after the last outdoor unit and up to the first branch. And this we cannot have more than 130 meter. In our picture it is showing very less, but practically it is the longest distance of the piping. Number 5, height difference between indoor units. It cannot be more than 15 meter. It means the between two units, indoor units, it cannot be more than 15 meter. So if we are using the indoor unit in different floors, we have to see the height difference between indoor units. If it is going more than 15 meter, then we need to design another circuit of the VRF system. If we are using the place for the outdoor unit, when we need to locate some of the outdoor unit above and some below, so this limit is maximum 5 meter. We can see in our case the level between two outdoor units, there is 5 meter difference, and it is the maximum allowable limit. We cannot use the outdoor unit on different levels more than 5 meter. Number 7, height difference between indoor and the outdoor units. The level difference between the highest outdoor units and the lowest indoor unit, or vice versa. If outdoor unit is above, it can be 50 meter maximum. If outdoor unit is below, it can be maximum 40 meter. Example, we keep the outdoor unit on top, so this height difference between the lowest indoor unit and the outdoor unit can be maximum 50 meter. If the outdoor unit is below and the indoor unit is above, then this difference we can have only 40 meters. This way we can design the VRF circuit, how many circuit we need, and we can design the location of the outdoor unit, and we can select the piping route. For designing the diameter of the pipe, there are different tables provided by the supplier. As per the capacity of the indoor unit, we can select the pipe diameter. We can have some example of it. This picture is showing 3 outdoor units are connected to 4 indoor units. This table is showing the pipe dia for the branches for the indoor units. We can select from this table as per the capacity. If we have capacity from 22 to 28, the gas pipe will be 9.52 and the liquid pipe will be 6.35. When we will go to the main after indoor units, we will add the capacity of the both the units, and from the table we will select the dia for the B like this. If this capacity is less than 14 kilowatt, then gas pipe will be 15.8 mm and the liquid pipe will be 9.52. In the same way, we can select the pipe dia for the whole pipe length from the table that are provided by the manufacturer of the VRF units. There are some important points to be considered during the installation. If the location for the outdoor unit is covered by the boundary, then we must have minimum clearance between the unit and the boundary wall 30 centimeter. And if we have two rows of the outdoor unit, there must be a clearance of 60 centimeter between two units. And the height for the boundary wall should not be more than 80 centimeter. If we have the more height for the boundary wall, we must provide the louvers to provide the fresh air for the outdoor units. If we have shade or slab above the outdoor unit, there must be a clearance of minimum 2 meter between the slab and the top of the outdoor units. For the refrigerant piping network, we must try to make the horizontal, and if we are making in slope, the slope must be towards the indoor unit. If we have more than one outdoor unit in a circuit and different outdoor units are on different heights, so we need to provide oil trap between the different height of outdoor units when we connect the piping. So in the piping connecting the different height outdoor units, we need to provide the oil trap, and it should be upward, and minimum height of this trap should be 20 centimeters. Also, if we place the outdoor unit away from one another more than 2 meter, we need to provide the same type of oil trap between in the piping connected these two outdoor units, and the height of this oil trap should be minimum 20 centimeter as we see before. These are the points to be considered during the installation. So in our study, first we have seen how to select the circuit for the VRF system, then how to select the pipe diameter of the VRF system, and what are the main points to be considered during the installation of the VRF system. Also, we can see some comparison between the VRV and VRF system and the split AC system. Point number 1, in VRV and VRF system, as we discussed before, different types and different number of indoor units can be connected to a single outdoor or a group outdoor units through a single network of piping. Number 2, one VRV circuit with heat recovery can simultaneously heat and cool different parts of a circuit, but in split system it is not possible. As VRF system has more control system, it needs regular supervision and maintenance, so it is more suitable to medium range commercial system where we have permanent group for the operation and maintenance. But split AC, it is suitable for the residential and the small offices, as it is easy to operate and less initial cost and operating cost. We compare it with the chill water system. We can compare as number 1, a group of condensing unit distribute refrigeration to different indoor units, whereas in the chill water system a central chiller plant produces chill water that is distributed to various indoor units. Number 2, largest compressor size available is 16 ton, so multiple compressor need to be used in the VRF system, whereas for the chiller large compressor are available from all manufacturers. Number 3, mainly air cooled units are used. In chiller both air and water cooled units are used. Running cost for the VRF system high, and the running cost for the chill water system is less. In the VRF system, refrigerant pressure is very high, so more maintenance and more chances for the leakage, whereas chill water is flowing at low pressure, so less chances for the leakage. Summarize is as for small size of the building, split unit is more suitable and economical. For the medium size up to 200 ton, VRV and VRF system is more suitable and more economical. but for the medium up to very large chiller plant is more suitable. So in our study we have seen what is the difference between VRV and VRF, how to select the VRV circuit, how to select the piping for the VRF, how to select the pipe size for the VRF system, and what are the precautions and methods to be followed for the piping during installation of the VRF system. Thank you very much.